Hello, you're watching Avenue X, and today let's talk about a recently started airing Chinese web period drama, Hua Zhi, the story of Hua Zhi. This is a 40 episodes period drama that's been airing on the platform Youku. It is based on an existing novel with the same title. The drama was shot from May to August last year, and it's led by Hu Tian and Zhang Jingyi. It's our familiar director Zhu Ruibing, who is famous for using unreasonable huge light shining directly into the audience's eyeballs. I remember back in the days when they first started shooting and putting out promotional materials, everyone complained about how bad the wig looks on Hu Tian. After I started watching this drama, it actually wasn't that bad as it showed up in the promotional materials. At the point I'm making this video, I have just finished watching 22 episodes of this drama, about a 1.5 gold mine rating. As usual, let me quickly introduce you to what the story is about, and then we're gonna go into the details. This is a period drama that's set at a fictional time, and our story is focused on our female lead character. She would be the definitive narrative center, with the surname Hua, literally means flower. Her grandfather is a very established high-level official, kind of country's premier. But at the beginning of the story, the grandfather did something that really angered the ruling emperor. As the result, the grandfather, the father, the uncles, every male person in Hua family, aged 14 and above, got sentenced to exile. And their whole family's properties and money, everything got seized. All the women, including the servants, got casted out of the capital and left to their own doings, and they only had a very tiny place left in the countryside. So our female lead character, played by Zhang Jingyi, the eldest daughter of the youngest generation of this whole family, with the help of her grandmother, took on the responsibilities to run the household and trying to help the whole family go back to the capital, earn enough money so that they can pay a hefty amount to the government to buy all the men who got exiled back. In the process, she will meet the male lead character, played by Hu Tian, a member of the imperial family. Rich, powerful, everything you can possibly have, and he also has a position as the leader of the spy agency that's directly led by the emperor. But behind the closed doors, he has very difficult childhood, a lot of trauma, and very difficult position in the imperial family. A lot of shit basically has happened among the older generation, putting him in this really awkward and difficult position politically all the time. On the other hand, he's also a very capable man of all types of things, and he hides his identity at the beginning. So these two people are gonna come across each other, and classic story, fall in love, but they're also gonna help each other sort of navigate their very difficult life in their own way. So that's the basic gist of the story. Now let's go into the divide and conquer part, talking about what is great and what is not so great about this drama. On the positive end, point number one, it is an acceptable production standard quality period drama from Youku. If you watch a lot of Youku period dramas that are based on novels made in recent, let's say 3 years, this probably would be above the medium line, not to the best, in terms of the budget, the production quality, the standard, and everything considered. So basically, it's not going to offend you, right, really, really badly with very terribly produced quality, but it's unlikely to impress you either in any way. Number two, very brief point is if you're worried about Zhu Ruibing using too much big light and spinning camera, he really didn't use that in this drama, but then he did something else I'm going to talk about in the negative parts. So if you don't like this director's particular, crazy lighting style, at least it doesn't happen that much in this drama. Even the level of skin smoothing, right, is within your expectation of what usually Youku drama would look like. Number three, since this drama mostly is focused on all the women, our female lead, her generation daughters, the servants, her mother, an aunt's generation, and a grandmother, so it's all women's story within the domestic environment. In that way, it's like 知否, with even less men involved, and using that plot to kind of open up discussions about a woman's role and life in that type of society, but also in general, is like looking at humanity and existence and how people in very difficult circumstances support each other. They may not always get along very well with each other, but when it's necessary and needed, how family help each other out. You have those sections of the drama when certain plots happen and you just feel, oh, it's actually quite well written and played out. At least it gives you the impression that it is not an average sort of idle drama that is only for the romantic plotline, for the lead characters. Actually, most of the screen time and plot development are on those individual women characters in the family. Fourth point is something I didn't expect. When I first looked at the promotion material, I thought they're gonna definitely be very heavy on the romantic line of the male and female lead. They do have that, but it's not heavy at all. And I thought it's just gonna be a normal period idol drama of this type of setup of a male lead and female lead, right? He's gonna come out and save her, knight in shining armor, which he does, right, in different ways in this drama. But I appreciate that the drama does it in logical and rational enough ways so that even when the male lead does show up and occasionally help the female to get out of her trouble, it doesn't really take away the female lead's own effort and her active part. The guy comes in always at the right time with the right method and ways of doing it so that it helps, but it doesn't patronize the female lead. They are both characters with very good ideas about what is the boundaries between two normal human beings. So it has a really well balanced male-female lead romantic line that is not silly, overemphasized on that the guy, because of his power and his position, can just solve all the problems easily. The other thing that is great about this unexpected romantic storyline is both of them have mouth. They literally talk about everything frankly, openly, and immediately. It's like we don't wait for 10 episodes for the misunderstanding to accumulate and ferment and ended up in some epic shit show. When we have a problem or when we have a question or doubt about the other person, next sentence, they don't wait even 1 minute. They're gonna ask. It's like, is this, that? And I think this about this is like that. And what do you think? They literally talk. They have mouth. Like within 1 minute, all the misunderstandings that could potentially happen and run for the next 10 episodes, which happens to all romantic dramas, regardless of period, or contemporary or Chinese or anywhere else. That's usually how dramas do it. In this drama, next minute, they have ironed it out completely. I can't remember when's the last time I've seen period drama, and very typical idol period drama, romantic characters, couples, do that, which is pretty refreshing, and I highly appreciate that because I'm watching other dramas at the same time. Happen to be watching the South Korean drama Queen of Tears, and that whole drama literally is built upon this basis of this couple who really love each other but they don't communicate, and because of the breaking down of communication caused all the things that happens in the drama. I mean, it's brilliant and it's like really well acted, but sometimes you just like want to grab these two people and it's like, just talk to each other. You have mouth and brain. Like, why do you act like that? Hua Zhi, by no means that well written as a drama. At least in this department, it's like the polar opposite of Queen of Tears. It's like these two people talk immediately. Very fun to see that contrast going on right now. The last point on the positive end I would say about this drama that I didn't expect is it has a court drama element in it, which is politics, emperor's power and his brothers and all the people he suspects is going to rebel against him, his complicated sort of love and hate relationship between him and his family members. That's a part of the story setup. In this drama's case, it's still not very well written and it doesn't take that much screen time either, but I think they tried very hard and to some extent succeeded at creating not purely paper-thin, two-dimensional political characters, including the emperor, including the male lead's father. It's hard to define if those people are good or bad simply because they have their good side, they have their bad side, and the drama does give them some screen time to actually act and tease that out and to show when they are in that position how difficult life can be and how things are just gray and not black and white. As the drama was going on, I was like, yeah, parts of it is still not well written, but I see the effort and at least it does give you characters that are a lot more complicated than you initially thought they would be. So these are the positive points, seemingly pretty good, but then it's still not the greatest period drama out there and it does have quite a few problems that while I am aware of the good things, I'm constantly also being bothered by the not so well done things. So let's talk about them one by one. Number one, very small point, but it's like finally this director doesn't use huge light and spinning camera. It turns into something weird. Doesn't happen all the time, but when it happens, you'll laugh. There are a couple of transitions that happens between the female lead character's childhood and her current look. Literally, it's that specific. It's the child actor morphing into Zhang Jingyi. In this drama, they did this weird AI morphing thing, which actually has been around for a long time, but rarely do you see like dramas use them because they look weird. I just don't see why it needs to be used in this type of drama, and when it happens, you'll definitely laugh. Whoever decided to do it, like you've tested with this drama, stop it here. Don't do it to other dramas. Number two, there are a lot of elements of the drama that I can see that they probably refer to classic Chinese literature, such as Hong Lo Meng, particularly the domestic female lead character's life, the words, the type of sister-in-laws, a lot of character setup, such as Hu Xing'er's character. She is so Wang Xifeng. If you read Hong Lo Meng, you'll know that. There's nothing wrong technically that if you want to draw from classic literature and setups of classic characters, but it doesn't get very well incorporated into the story itself, causing a lot of details of the story not really making sense. For example, the whole 抄家. This is a very typical thing that happens as a punishment in ancient China when, for example, an official is sentenced to exile or even like execution, a type of very serious crime. Usually their property money-wise gets taken by the emperor, the government. Their house gets locked down, they get kicked out, the guys probably get exiled and killed, or the women may usually be sold as slaves. Like that's how usually it works. In this case, it's just very convenient that emperor decided to, okay, I'm just only gonna exile the guys and not kill them, and then for all the younger children and all the women in the household, you just cannot live in your old places anymore. Your money is taken, but the rest of you, like what you decide to do, where you want to go, you are not criminals. You have your freedom to do whatever you like, and that just gives that easy way out for all the mothers and aunts and grandmothers and the girls to have a place to live and then figure out what they want to do for the rest of their life. Usually it doesn't happen like that. And even when they get kicked out of their house, they were actually allowed time to pack up. Didn't even like get stripped away with all their belongings. Okay, that's just too easy. When the female lead character took over the running of the household from the grandmother, basically she decided to do 糖葫芦, the classic Chinese snack that's with hawthorn and dipped in sugar. For a time, it was really popular on TikTok recently for some reason. Anyway, you probably know what that is. Those things are super cheap, right? They're just snacks. It's like what, $2, $1, like equivalent, right, of ancient society. And somehow within about 7 months time, when the whole family, about 40 women, completely without income, just by selling that, they managed to get enough money to move back to the capital, house that's big enough to put every like 30, 40 women, including the maids, in the place and live happily. And then opened a new dessert shop with 3 different individual, I don't know, like storefront. And it all happened within 7 months, because you can use one of the lady in the drama's pregnancy as the calendar. She found she's pregnant right after they got sent out of the capital, and then she's not yet given birth to her child, and then the whole family has moved back to the capital, all just by selling hawthorn sticks. You have to actively ignore that, otherwise you can't continue watching. And let alone other details, such as when they got sent out of the capital and not having anything else, everybody still has perfect makeup. Eyeshadows are still the perfect eyeshadow color they've always had when they were in the capital as ladies. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll ignore that, otherwise I can't continue watching. So what I mean is there are a lot of things that are for the convenience sake of the storytelling and easy for, I guess, prop department to do, and then making everybody still look presentable and pretty even when they are very down and out so that they just made it not that realistic. And like I said earlier, there are good things about this drama where it tries to create complicated characters, but on the other hand, with those drawbacks that don't look so realistic, it creates this unevenness of the drama. Sometimes you think this particular scene or part is good, the other part, next scene, something happens, you're like, oh, that's so unrealistic. It's like you're creating a chiffon cake and your batter of the egg yolk and your whipped egg white, right? You need to combine them before you put them in the oven and bake it. It's like you didn't blend them well enough. So the cake will rise. It will still be a chiffon cake, but then it will be layered. One scoop tastes like yolk. The other scoop tastes like white, and they're not together. That's why it is not a brilliant 3 gold mine period drama. The last point, I still put it on the not positive end of things, is actually not bad, but if it was better, it would be so much better. Male lead and female leads acting. Actually, they don't do a bad job. Very much within my expectation of their acting. But nothing outstanding, surprising, groundbreaking, that can actually pull the drama up a level. Sometimes you have good enough or okay script, but if you happen to cast perfect actors and they're so good and their chemistry works so well, it literally can pull a B drama to an A or A drama to an A plus. I think that's doable if you have the really good actors. And that's probably the most they can do. They cannot save a C drama to A, but they probably can save a B drama to A. Unfortunately, neither of them is this type of actor who can pull it up a level. They are all acting with this very restrained and comfortable sort of state and level. And maybe it's to do with their character setup also, but it's nothing exciting, like super sparkling, and suddenly you see an unexpected great moment from them, at least with the 22 episodes I've seen so far, and that hasn't happened. And I was just thinking, had it been that either or both of them are acting geniuses or like really good, I maybe even be able to ignore more problems and enjoying the chemistry and the in the moment great acting that I don't think these two young actors, they're not that young, but still young actors, are able to provide. So that's another thing, I guess, like I'm asking for too much, and I'm not disappointed in either of them at all. I'm just like, this is still very normal and within your expectation level of performance. I'd say that's common for the current Chinese drama land. And I know raw talent is very hard to come by. We don't have that much, honestly, going on these days in Chinese drama land. So these are the things I've seen in this drama, the first 22 episodes of Hua Zhi, story of Hua Zhi. I probably will keep watching this drama till the end. Hope that's useful for you to navigate the map of Chinese drama land and see if you want to just pick this one up and give it a try. Thank you for watching Happy Max. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy.